Alright, hey guys, Fitz here. We're going to be back for game number 2 here, and for the Division A Qualifiers between Team mSj and Insanity Without Limits here, so this should be a very, very fun matchup. So this is going to be series number 1, game number 2 here. Sorry, the computer there. Crazy stuff happening. But anyway, so spawning here in the bottom left for Insanity Without Limits will be the red protest ASM0dey, or just mSj in general, is what I like to call him. And then his opponent will be from Team mSj. It will be a moro here, who moro just kind of defended well, you know, just did everything right to stop a 2-gate. You know, pretty much is how it went out last game. It was just one person going in all in, which was a 2-gate coming from mSj, and then pretty much just defending. And that's pretty much all I could really talk about. The after game, pretty much is what they call it. You know, fits to the game or whatever. In general, I really couldn't see much to improve on off that game. But anyway, so this is like Coliseum Mule. I forget how you pronounce this thing. But you do have the ability to sunken rush there at all 4 locations here: top left, bottom left, top right, bottom right. You can sunken rush. So this may allow Maro to do a sunken rush, and he does have. So he's probably gonna do like. So, it can be pretty powerful, but when it looks at it looks like mSj's gonna go for another 2-gate. It's not a 10-10, but still, it's... Ooh. Yeah, he's gonna go for another 2-gate, I think. Yep. There goes down the 6th gateway. I guess he just does not like this matchup in general, but what have you. Alright, so let's see if Maro's going to be doing a sunken rush. I don't think he's really going to do too much against the 2-gate as much. He may just see it, and then he may put down sunken. Yep, that's what he's going to do. Alright, no, he's just going to go back. So you can't sunken. I mean, I'm surprised by this just because it's such a cheap investment. It's like 150 minerals to like make or break a game. Make sure it's 150 minerals you could, you know, play somewhere else. But, you know, generally speaking, sunken rushing isn't really that terrible of an idea. Alright, but alright. So, he's still droning past, and he's not getting down a hatchery, which I'm trying to understand. Uh-oh, he's gonna lose drone. Oh, no. It looks like he's gonna put down a creep. Yeah, he's gonna put down a creep colony there. For defense, I guess. I mean, it can definitely help Zerg in defensive as well. This map could be favored for Zerg, however way you want to look at it. You can sunken rush and you can play defense with it. And quite honestly, I think you should see this more for Zerg sometime. Just be able to play a little bit more defensive. And I mean, at least for me, for like playing races and stuff, I like versatility. I don't like the race that's super aggressive. Like, that's the race. Like, I feel like play style is one way, but like the units is like another thing. Like, you know, the units feel is so much different from race to race, and I mean, where you can't really play like really defense with Zerg. I mean, sometimes I like long off with Cernerage because you pretty much have to put a hatchery down and then put down sunkens, and it's just way too expensive to do that. But it's just a minor note there. But it looks like he's just gonna follow up a 2-gate into expand. Didn't really do too much. He still invested quite a bit on that though. And let me just pull up this tab right here, as they're so interesting. I hear someone, he's gonna be killing off the... Bye. Alright, so it looks like he's expanded once. Now, what's the follow-up gonna be? Is he gonna do 3-hatch meatless again? It looks like it, yeah. I mean, this isn't as standard to do in like Zerg versus Protoss. I mean, it's definitely something you can do. I mean, Zerg has probably like 2 really solid openers, which would be 5-hatch, 3-base into 5-hatch Hydra. But that's more common, and then you have the more all-in route. It's like 3-hatch meatless. Does leave you a little bit vulnerable if they get up a high Corsair number, but mSj hasn't gone what a lot of foreigners are doing right now as Protoss. A lot of foreigners right now, what they're doing is they're doing a Forge FE. This map's a little bit more difficult because, well, you have the potentiality of a sunken rush. But generally speaking, you do a forge fast expand, you put down 2 cannons to help defend, which you actually can do. I mean, you can put the forge down here, and then put 2 cannons up on high ground, block up with 1 or 2 zealots, you should be fine. But, getting to the point here, he hasn't done that, and what that does, the follow-up to that is getting +1 with the ground or air, and then you follow that up with 1 or 2 star forces. It depends on how aggressive you want, but that's what a lot of players are doing right now. And it tends to work pretty well. It's a pretty solid opener against Zerg. And you will be coming across the map with around 7 busy lots. So, I mean, what are we seeing here? Do we see any Stargate? We see, I mean, again, his cyber core is like really delayed though. I mean, because what he's doing is he's going like 2 gate into expand and then not getting anything. Now, if the Hydra are in the back and do enough DPS, these zealots should die fairly quickly as they're being aggroed, and he's aggroing them to the Sunken because there's a high DPS. The Hydras do a crap ton of DPS, but they're really fragile with only 80 HP, so what tends to happen in this matchup is zealots end up just closing the... What Zergs can't, oftentimes aren't able to do is able to close the distance between the zealots and Hydralists, so what happens is, to compensate for that, they just lose, pretty much, and I think a lot of times it's just hard to micro that many units around because you need to get the lings in front of your Hydralists, but you don't have the larva to get lings, and then it's just a very complicated mess for Zerg. Yes, I'll probably end up casting that, but this is probably gonna be the last game I'm gonna be able to cast before that. But anyway, we do have a cannon coming down right now being warped in. It's definitely not gonna be able to stop this amount of Hydra, but it's still like 3-hatch Hydra, which, I mean, I guess can work because there's no Storm available. If this was a standard Forge FE expand, like, you could not do this build. Again, 3-hatch Hydra is very circumstantial of how you work with it. It's kind of like, what does the Protoss do, and then you react to what they're doing. Oh, they went to 2 gate, it didn't work. So they're gonna be teching right now, so I'm gonna go find that timing where they're not gonna be so powerful. That's what happens normally where a 2-hatch or 3-hatch Hydra build here comes into. I mean, it's down to 9 Hydras right now. Now the best engagement down from Moro right there. What he did is he went in there and just kind of went in, backed out like once or twice with 3 cannons, which really shouldn't have happened. He really should have committed. And now the problem though is he's recreating of the Hydras that he lost, so he's kind of starting to lose his timing here. I mean, it's still valid, but he's doing it at 3rd and 4th gates. He has Templar Archives. He's getting his somewhat moderate, like 8-minute storm timing. I mean, storm timing can come up pretty much anywhere, is what I found out in Brood War games. But still, he's getting his storm up, and the storm should be done by the next push. And Maro's got. I mean, I think what's gonna happen is I think this Hydra push is gonna be done. I don't think Mode is gonna be able to finish the Maro off because of this tight choke. But he may be able to kill off the 3rd. Now that will probably put Modi in a really good position here. But if he commits to another Hydra push, I do not see it working. He should have High Templar out. Storm is about 2/3 the way done. But maybe he can hit this timing before that. He probably has around 18 Hydra in there. Not 21 Hydra, excuse me. But I was about 3 off. But still, we need to see an expansion coming up for Mara right here. He really needs to do like aggression behind an expansion right now. Don't attack and expand, but just I think do some pressure and expand behind it. Like right now, where you contain your opponent where they can't really do too much. But then, I mean, Modi again though has a fairly defensive position here. I mean, he doesn't have like the super powerful armor that they want. High Templar are fairly slow units, but taking a lot of them, which can be later on for Archon. He's even getting armor, so he already has +1 available. He's getting lurkers. Against this unit comp, it's actually not terrible, but he needs to target fire. Ow. He needs to target fire the High Templar. But you should see how quickly these. Ow. He's gonna be starting his own zealots though. But yeah, this. Well, I was gonna say this would actually go in Modi's favor here, but now because he's actually stormed his zealots like twice now, Modi may have just screwed himself over from that engagement. He really shouldn't have lost that. And now Maru is actually going to be in a totally fine position. He's got tech switch into mutas and potentially take this game. But now again, it really does depend on the Archon shots later on and maybe potential Storm. He's tech switching into Dragoons now off of 2 base. Not a bad transition, but still. Yeah, there goes down the expansion sooner or later. And Modi's just showing you already kind of far off expansions. Zerg's tend to do this right now with the foreign scene. I mean, I was playing on Fish earlier today, and it was like, yeah, a lot of people, yeah, even Koreans do it to take these far off third bases. Because I play Protoss, I consider it as like Switch, but I've like stayed on the Protoss now. And I mean, I suck. I'm like 0-16 right now on Fish. I've yet to win a game. I almost won a PvP today, but I feel like I'm getting better. But still, Zerg still take off their far third, so it's not just foreigners that are doing that. I don't watch Pro League, so I'm not sure if people get that from Pro League or not, but still. But I'll be excited when Pro League goes to StarCraft 2. Because when that happens, I'll probably end up, well, not when that complete tech switch over, but when Heart of the Storm comes over, it's probably going to be my last. I'll probably make the switch too, because Router's great, but it's time for me to switch over eventually too, but that won't happen for another 6 to 8 months at least, so you have no fear. You'll have plenty of more casts to deal with, and I'll probably go to. I was talking to my buddy the other day about this, and I'm like, yeah, it's like I'm one of like the few. I mean, I'm not gonna like say that I'm better than anyone else, but like I'm one of the few casters that actually kind of goes the extra. I mean, to me, that goes the extra mile and like really like try to make some best production quality possible. But anyway, there just isn't that many casters. There's really not, and to be completely frank, I mean, there really isn't that much need for the amount of casters that we have anyway. Everyone's saying that we don't need that many casters, but like, to be completely frank, I mean, I don't mind casting, but like, honestly speaking, like, even if I throw up like D-rank team league, right, by VODs and stuff, like, I don't think, I mean, a lot of the no one hates me, but I'm definitely not the best caster we have here in Brood War, but still, it's funny because like I'll make the thread for it, and I mean you get like 100 views on the thread post, then you go back at the views, and you may have gotten like maybe 10 views per VOD, and I mean it's just people just do not watch our stuff. I mean it's just tends to be the case. I mean it's nice to like look back at wow, I'm trying to rant out of a Brood War scene. He got like 4 Archon hits off that whole Mutaball. Maru's in a ton of trouble. He has up to 4 bases, or he will be, but, oh my god, that was not a good engagement for Maru. What does he have left? Alright, he has 5 Lurkers, 5 Hydras, 27 drones, but 13 Goons, 2 High Templar, and 1 Archon. With 1/1 upgrades, I'm not even sure if he has any single upgrades. Yeah, his Hydras don't have any upgrades, but we shall see. He still has a couple Lurkers in his base, though. Like causing a nuisance. But what this is actually allowing him to do is it's allowing him to buy up time. So maybe Maru's in the worst case scenario. I mean, again, he's off a 3 base. He's got to be happily mining off the 4th base soon. 8 minutes till the tournament starts. Any rank, that's gonna be fun. But again, since I can't live stream, I'm gonna have to make YouTube VODs of it, but still. Well, I mean, what do we have here? I mean, what could we possibly, alright, isn't a Lurker egg that he should cancel? I probably just get killed off. I mean, probably wasn't paying attention to it, in general. So, he's still off flare, most of the time you get like, I don't know, I feel like more and more you get like 9-minute layers in like any match with Zerg, but except for CVC, because you really, let's be honest here, you really never get that far in that matchup to be completely frank. But okay, we have a big push coming out, 108 supply down to 66, but Maru has a really good position here. He's going into a choke point, he has to go to a choke point, or he'll be stupid to actually go because he can just attack the 3rd base from over here, but He's actually positioning himself to be like his lurkers everywhere. He's Hydra on the high ground. Storm can still hit there though. Alright, so it looks like he's gonna go into this. I don't really agree with this, but here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Will it work? Nice Storm hitting that all. The Hydra are clumping up. Very, very nice Storms going down there. This push coming from mSj right now is looking very, very powerful. And yeah, oh, there might just be too much stuff here for moro to deal with this. And ow, 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 ow. It looks like mSj's really gonna probably take this game, ladies and gentlemen. I really do not see how moro can actually hold. Quite frankly, I mean, this third base is gonna be killed. I mean, that's the minimalistic damage I could foresee in the future. I really cannot see this base actually staying up. 48 supply to 51 supply to over 100 supply. I guess like forced base trade at this point, he's still droning behind it. Wow, he's crazy. Well, Link's trying to do damage, but killed I think a Dragoon and almost beacon the second one. Which I kind of leave those Sungans there to just chill. He doesn't need to kill the creep spread. Now, is he going to continue pressuring here? Okay, here we go. We have more Zealots making their way down here at the bottom right. GG by moro. Make FS happen. So, moro, GG's. That'll be game number 2, ladies and gentlemen, into mSj's favor here. So, I believe... Now, because I'm going to be leaving momentarily to go cast some awesome YouTube thoughts, but I wanna check something. I wanna see, because I may not be able to finish this because they did not give me the rest of those replays. So walkover, again, I can't magically make stuff happen. The next game would be Fighting Spirit, but sadly, alas, we do not have those replays. I'm thinking about running my own tournament in the future, and that's where people are going to have to bring in every single replay, or else they get disqualified. And I'm going to be very strict on that rule when I do my tournament. But till that happens in the foreseeable future, we are going to go, and we're going to end the series here. It's just 1-1. I'll just say that in the Team Liquid post. Game 3 is non-existent. It just didn't happen. But getting into the game though, because you can still, I mean, any game is like possible to learn from. You know, moro, you know, I feel like for game 1, it worked. That he went those 3-hatch, that 3-hatch meatless. Game number 2, we kind of had a similar strategy where he didn't take an expansion. He decided to go take. He didn't decide to take an expansion. He just decided to put down a Hydra and just try to bust. Now, that was okay to go with that Hydra bust, and that's totally fine. Valve strat, like I was saying, you can find that timing window. The problem though is he was kind of like indecisive, or the AI was indecisive, and was like going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, like 4 times into 3 cannons, and they weren't target firing. And maybe, yeah, he couldn't break it down that time. Now, if he pressured a bit more with another 20 Hydra or 10 Hydra, he probably could have busted and won the game there. But because of that, of the bad AI of Hydra's, the bad control maybe from moro, just didn't work out for him. So, I mean, that's all I could say, guys. Thanks for watching again. We'll try to go on to the next series, but that concludes the series, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace, guys.